God and pizza. These tenets are what America is based on. Pizza and the Lord and Savior. Look at the gluten structure in this hoe. I wonder how level I am with the camera. See the slice? Let's fold it. A good little slice. Mamma mia pizzeria. The truth is, the toppings are carrying this pie by miles. Not really, because the toppings aren't really that much. I just like the jalapeno and steak with the pepperoni. 4 cheese, Havarti, provolone, mozzarella Swiss. In-house sauce. But this is my second time doing a Polish or biga style pizza. And I just think that the Anglo-Saxon or the Caucasoid is a very pretentious creature. While clearly the gluten structure is real complex, you can see that. It's too airy. It's too light. I just can't wrap my head around how adding fresh dough to a pre-ferment creates complexity that you would say is like miles and miles away from the complexity of a 72-hour cold ferment. I genuinely think that the gluten structure in a 72-hour cold ferment is way better than no matter what type of dough. Like whether you're doing butterball, sponge babe, New York style. We have pizza at home style. The pizza at home with the dry milk powder. And the sponge babe with the egg yolk. The butterball with the fucking butter. Or the cotton fields with all that butter. Or just New York style olive oil. The complexity of each of those cold fermenting is always way better than this shit. This is like my second time. This is my second time making a Polish or a biga pie. Just mixing a fresh made dough with a pre-fermented, like high hydration dough. It's not even like a dough, it's just, well, yeah, it's dough. But it's really high hydration. It's practically wet. Runny, like pancake mix or something. This pizza is good, very good. Very good, very good. Like, you can see the gluten in this hoe and be like, wow, this formed really great air bubbles. Look at that ribbony, but like still airiness to it. It's reminiscent of it. Or I could see why you would apply those methodologies when making your pizza dough. Because it creates like this weird airiness or this weird like sweetness almost. It really does. It creates a level of complexity that's not in your cold ferment. But it's something different. it's really not as just kind of straightforward or slap your mama right home about. I feel as if the people who propose that biga and poolish are the best ways of making pie, they don't even know what they're fucking talking about. Because like, okay, here's another thing that's paired with this that I kind of just don't understand about making pizza. Oh, I got a little Dr. Summit. How is it that... Wait, what was it? My thought. I just lost my thought. Pizza. What is it? Oh, how do you get gluten-free pizza? That makes no fucking sense. The point of like fermenting it or adding yeast is literally to build up a gluten structure. Now, I'm not a goddamn pizza epistemologer, but as far as like proteins binding with like fats, and acids, or just bread in general, you always hear about implementing yeast so that it could build a better gluten structure. And I would assume that is like, when your pizza's flat or they say it has a bad structure, it really doesn't have any depth in the flavor for one, but it doesn't really get a rise or like airiness. It doesn't have no air bubbles in it. It doesn't really rise. I don't know. You see, that's the thing. Most people, upon mastering the basics or the fundamental rudimentary understanding of olive oil to salt to water to sugar to yeast, those are like the most basic pizza dough that you'll find out there. Most people, after doing that for a while and being good with it, they explore and they start testing out new different types of pizza. Whether you're just substituting ingredients, changing the type of flour, changing your ratio of hydration, I don't know. Whatever you want to do. But we all have this level of like depth or understanding where you're like connected to your pizza almost. And I'm just saying that for someone to have had gone through like a 48-hour cold ferment with one specific type of recipe, and then do that same recipe and do 72 hours or fucking 96 hours, they would be able to comprehend that longer cold ferment creates more depth and flavor. And so, to take that basic knowledge of like fundamental, rudimentary pizza knowledge, and then to then go and say, we're gonna add a low yeast content, fresh batch of dough that's like 16 hours old at most, if we let it rest or proof. And then we're going to add that to our pre-fermented, high hydration, basically like liquid pizza dough. And we're going to fucking combine it, and it's going to create a super pie. Now, I will tell you, it is something different. It is something like completely different. Or not completely different, but it does have a, like, you can really taste almost, you could taste both doughs in it. To where you're like, oh shit, there is like a new level of depth to this. But at the end of the day, it doesn't compare to your traditional style of just cold fermenting. And so, all I can really say is, people who are going for the biga method or the poolish method, that like swear on the gods that it's the greatest thing ever. Boo! You're wrong. Boo! This is not better than that. This is not better than all of that. I'm glad that I expanded my pizza prowess by learning how to do it. And I'm glad I was able to taste it. But I don't think I'll ever take the biga or Polish method unless I don't have time to make a fucking 72-hour cold ferment level complexity. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this method is really good for if you don't have time. Because it kind of simulates the idea of depth, like texture wise, having that nice airiness. And not just that, like the sweetness mixed with like, I don't know how to describe the taste of flour. It's like imitation crab. Like most people, you go get your sushi, you don't want imitation crab in your crab roll. You want some fucking real crab. But then they give you imitation crab and you're like, okay. You just kind of eat the sushi roll with the imitation crab and you're like, yeah, these crab rolls aren't bad. But it's just not the same as having an actual crab roll. And so all I'm saying is, while yes, you can simulate the depth of a cold ferment for 72 hours, you're simulating it, and I can tell, I can see through the fucking guys, you know? Like, I can see through the facade or the veil. You will not beguile me with your Polish pie. Pizza God. Pizza God gave me discernment so that I would not be beguiled by the wiles of you devilish Saxon.